Something truly extraordinary just happened in Cross River State, and for once, it's not a story of bloodshed, fear, or broken communities. It's a story of hope. The kind of hope that reminds you that no matter how dark things get, peace is still possible in Nigeria if the right choices are made. On Friday, January 16, 2026, history was quietly written at a place called Atimborea area in Akpabio local government area. Not with gunshots. Not with sirens. But with something far more powerful, voluntary surrender. 80 former militants, yes, 80 grown men who once rode the creeks with weapons and intimidation, walked out of hiding on their own and laid down their arms before the Nigerian Army and the police. Nobody chased them. Nobody forced them. Nobody dragged them out. They came willingly. That alone makes this story different from anything we're used to hearing. Think about that for a moment. These are men who once lived deep inside the waterways of Cross River, men who understood the terrain better than anyone, who could disappear into the mangroves within minutes, who had the speedboats, the firepower, and the network to keep operating for years. Yet, they chose to step out of that life and say, enough is enough. We want peace. And this wasn't just one small gang. These men came from two powerful militant camps that had long operated within the Calabar creeks and the Bakassi Oron waterways, areas that have seen serious security challenges for years. The first camp was led by a man known as Tangod Ibikonti, popularly called Ibonoega on the streets. His group alone brought 39 fighters. But what truly stunned security officials and onlookers that day wasn't just the number of men who surrendered, it was the arsenal they laid on the ground. This was not some token handover of rusty weapons. This was serious firepower. The kind of weapons that could destabilize entire communities if left in the wrong hands. 3 AK-47 rifles. 2 pump-action shotguns. 1 Mark V rifle. 1 G3 rifle. 12 single-barrel guns. 10 loaded AK-47 magazines. And then the most alarming discovery of all, a C4 explosive charge, a military-grade explosive capable of causing devastating destruction. That single item alone showed just how dangerous these camps once were and how close innocent communities may have been to disaster. But the weapons didn't stop there. They also surrendered 3 high-speed boats and 4 powerful marine engines, the same machines they used to navigate the waterways, evade patrols, transport weapons, and launch operations. Alongside that came 19 live rounds of ammunition, 84 cartridges, assorted military gear, locally fabricated weapons, tools, and accessories. When everything was finally counted and arranged, the display looked more like a small military depot than the possessions of former militants. It was a powerful visual reminder of how heavily armed these groups had been, and how significant this surrender truly is for the safety of Cross River State. Standing at the center of this historic moment was Brigadier General P. Oli McKenna, the commander of the 13th Brigade of the Nigerian Army. His message was calm but confident. He described the surrender as a major confidence-building milestone, not just for the military, but for the entire state and the nation. According to him, this moment proves that when security forces work hand in hand with the state government, using a smart balance of strength and dialogue, real change can happen. He emphasized that this victory was not achieved by bullets alone, it was achieved through persistent engagement, patience, trust building, and continuous conversations that help these young men realize there is a future beyond violence. He made it clear that the goal is not just to disarm, but to rebuild lives. Because when a former militant becomes a productive citizen, crime loses a soldier and society gains a contributor. That's how real peace is sustained. And let's not forget the critical role played by the Cross River State Police Command. According to the police public relations officer, Sunday Atoba, the breakthrough came after months of what they call non-kinetic operations. In simple terms, instead of relying only on force, the police focused on intelligence gathering, dialogue, community trust, and consistent engagement with the militants and their networks. Working alongside Operation Awkward and the state government, they kept reinforcing one message: the Amnesty program is real, the door is open, and anyone willing to change will be supported. Then came perhaps the most emotional part of the entire event, the words of the former militants themselves. One after another, they openly renounced violence. No excuses. No half-hearted promises. They expressed genuine readiness to be rehabilitated, retrained, and reintegrated back into society as law-abiding citizens. Some spoke about wanting to learn trades. Others talked about rebuilding broken family relationships. A few admitted they were tired of running, tired of hiding, tired of living with fear and uncertainty. You could literally feel the weight lifting from their shoulders. This is exactly what true security transformation looks like, not just arrest and raids, but hearts changing, minds shifting, and futures being rewritten. Authorities have assured the public that all recovered weapons and explosives are being handled strictly according to security protocols, while the surrendered individuals are already being processed through rehabilitation and reintegration programs designed to equip them with vocational skills, education, counseling, and psychological support. The aim is simple: make sure these men never feel the need to return to the creeks again. Now, here's why this story matters far beyond Cross River State. For years, many Nigerians have doubted amnesty programs. People often ask, do these programs really work, or are they just wasting public funds? But when you witness 80 armed men voluntarily surrendering dangerous weapons and choosing a peaceful future, it becomes hard to dismiss the impact of a properly managed amnesty initiative. This is proof that when government commitment meets community trust and genuine rehabilitation, transformation is possible. Even more powerful is the message this sends to other militants still hiding in forests, creeks, and border communities across the country. It tells them there is a way out. It tells them that life does not have to end in violence, fear, or early death. It tells them that second chances exist, but only for those willing to truly change. This surrender is not just about weapons being dropped. It is about hope being restored. It is about communities finally breathing a little easier at night. It is about fishermen returning safely to the waters. Traders moving freely. Children going to school without fear. That ripple effect alone is priceless. Even more powerful is the message this sends to other militants still hiding in forests, creeks, and border communities across the country. It tells them there is a way out. It tells them that life does not have to end in violence, fear, or early death. It tells them that second chances exist, but only for those willing to truly change. This surrender is not just about weapons being dropped. It is about hope being restored. It is about communities finally breathing a little easier at night. It is about fishermen returning safely to the waters. Traders moving freely. Children going to school without fear. That ripple effect alone is priceless. And honestly, stories like this deserve to be amplified. If this kind of progress can happen in Cross River, it can happen anywhere in Nigeria with the right leadership, consistent engagement, and community cooperation. So the big question is, do you believe these former militants will stay true to their word? Do you trust that rehabilitation can truly rewrite their futures? Or are you still skeptical about amnesty programs? Drop your honest thoughts in the comment section, let's talk about it. If this story inspired you even a little, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with someone who needs to hear good news today. Hit the like button so more people can see this positive development. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, because we bring you real stories that shape the future of Nigeria. Peace is not built overnight. It takes courage, patience, accountability, and collective responsibility from government, security agencies, communities, and everyday citizens like you and me. But moments like this remind us that progress is possible. One decision,
disclosed of an
one
emerging
surrender,
terrorist sect in the
one life
northwest
changed
called
at a time.
Lakurawans. Their